How you all doing? So we are 122 days now into Trump's presidency, Trump's reign, second term officially, and 122 in numbers comes to America first. 122 comes to Donald first. It comes to Donald Money. It comes to Paul first. It comes to Paul. Paul first. We'll keep it that. The movie Paul is on tonight again, actually. The one with Simon Pegg and Simon is 70 Secret, actually. Hey Peter, let's go Tom Numbers. There you go, brilliant. Hey Lynn. Hey Lau. And you'll remember yesterday I spoke about Spurs. Well, I spoke about South Africa as well, didn't I? So South Africa, it's President Trump. I've not even watched the video yet, but I know it made the headlines. I need to watch the clip. I've seen tiny bits but not listen to it. South Africa, 121. Yesterday was 121 days. 121 is also football club, like soccer club, but football club, as in the UK or European leagues, South American leagues. You've got the soccer leagues, obviously, in America, but you've got American football, which is football, your football, you know what I'm saying. Everyone's heard that for a long time. But my team, Spurs, that I've supported as a kid, as a boy, I do have affinity for other clubs because I've met many along the way. Hey Suzanne. But Spurs are my boyhood team, and it's been a long road for Spurs, and the numbers are getting more and more prevalent as time goes on, and last night was no exception. So Spurs hadn't won a trophy for 17 years, so they're the team from North London. They hadn't won a trophy for 17 years. They actually have in their logo the North London Stadium. It's the arrow, it's like a Space Force arrow. I just thought of it then. I may have thought of it ages ago, but I hadn't clocked it. But anyway, so they won. Daniel Levy, the chairman, CEO, the chairman. Daniel was 45. 45 is Spade. It all started, I did the video back in 20... Yes, actually, yeah, that was the other thing. Yesterday was 5 years ago I started my channel. I forgot to mention that last night. But I got a little reminder from YouTube saying congratulations. I'm like, thanks YouTube. the double-sidedness of YouTube. But anyway, I'm grateful that I've got it. But that was, thanks Suzanne. So that was 5 years ago. I did my very first YouTube video, Site Club, and bringing in the numbers on May 21st, 2020. So a couple months into Corona, and I'd been getting the numbers, and I hadn't pieced everything together, but it was coming. And well, go back and watch that video if you want to. You'll see it. It's a picture of me in Ivanka I put on the front, but it was in Corona. Yeah, it was right, and it was before I met anyone, before I'd met Jack Kidd or Charlie or anybody. Mark came a few months later. Oh, there's the sun shining down on me now as I'm talking about this. But what happened 2 or 3 days after that is I saw a video with Jack Kidd. I recognised his name, messaged him, and then I got in contact. And I found other people that were of the same mindset as I was, because I was really literally, probably like many of you, just trying to message friends and family, trying to make sense of what had happened to the world and what was happening, what was going on. But at the same time I was getting this stream of consciousness downloaded into my mind, into my being. I was figuring out all these things, so I figured out what Q was independently before I knew what Q was, if that makes sense. So before that came, I'd been given all that from a different source, I guess my own direct source. I didn't even know what Q I didn't know the cue posts. I didn't know what they were. But I connected. Hey Firebird. I connected that there was an alphanumeric connection between the numbers and the letters. Something, as I said, to me, look up Diana's funeral service, 9:08 in the morning, 9 plus 8, 17. That evening or a day or two later, I figured out that was the 17th letter, and what was that Q. Then I found the memorial at Arlington Cemetery for JFK. Thought it was Junior at the time. Didn't even know that Junior was apparently out in, ashes cast at sea. Then I figured, didn't take too long to figure out the witness protection program either from all of that. But then President Trump put up within days the Trident, which was linked to Ukraine, but also the Q-tips, which is weird because I knew that Q-tips, but here in England we don't have Q-tips. We just have cotton buds or earbuds. Q-tips is the brand in America. President Trump pulls out a Q-tip. So all around that time, I then figured out and found out about the Q posts. But I got Q and 17 in my own way before I knew about the other stuff. Before I knew about the Q posts and the Q boards and all that. So that's how that all happened. What was I saying before that? But yeah, so Spurs, it was 17 years ago that they won their last trophy. And they kept pointing that number out. And there's also another number. It's 41 years ago that they won their last European trophy. So you can win things in your country, in England, and you can win things in the European League amongst all the European countries. So 41 is TSB, which is on my initials. 41 is King, 41 is Coin, 41 is USA, 41 is Yes, 41 is Alien. The film tonight, again being shown, Paul, is about aliens in a comical way, but truthful way. But if you do 17Q plus 41, TSB, Alien, King, Coin, Good, Fun. There's some naughty words as well, which are fun. And you add them together is 58, which is Ivanka, and it all started with Ivanka. And 58 is also XRP, 58 is also Nessara, it's Robin, as in Batman Robin. Batman plus Robin is 109.17. Daily Star, so Star is also 58. I think Calendar, if I remember rightly, is 58 as well. Remember is 158. And there's connections there with the calendar, the Julian calendar and the Gregorian. But then, so Ivanka, dear beautiful Ivanka. And then I worked out the numbers on Tottenham Hotspur, and I might have done this ages ago, but I didn't have them present in mind, but I worked them out. So if you do Tottenham Hotspur, it's a long name, comes to 233, which comes to John Fitzgerald Kennedy, which comes to Follow the White Rabbit, which comes to gold-backed digital currency, which comes to the 10 Days of Darkness. Europa, I think Europa, so the Europa League. If I did that right, I think Europa is 76, which is Ripple, which is Thomas, which is Contact. A Magic Wand, 76. So there was a lot of numbers around Spurs winning. The time it took for them to win again, i.e. in years, and the other competition, the European competition which they won, again, that was 41 years ago. So domestically, 17 years ago. European competition 41 years ago, and they kept putting those numbers front and center. It's just, and I had a feeling that they would win, and I've seen Spurs get so close so many times in so many finals, lost and close, and they even had the nickname Spursy. Not San Antonio Spurs, although I've seen them play. I saw Popovich get sent off once in a game. I think it was in Colorado. I was watching it. or was it Utah? I think it was Colorado. I think it was the Nuggets against San Antonio Spurs. Anyway, Popovich got sent off from the basketball, or banned, or whatever you call it. But yeah, he was eliminated from the game, from the bench. But hey, Anthony, that's a good football name, Crouch. Peter Crouch, Hidden Tiger, Crouch and Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Dragon's 59, Joker's 59. The Joker is 92 numbers. Manhattan. The Trump card, Joker card. Batman is Trump. He can play the Joker as well on them. So yeah, gold-backed digital currency 233, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. But they kept putting those numbers out, which was really interesting. And I didn't say football club last night, but that's a 121 number, and then today is 122. Also as well is what was the other part I was going to mention? The football. Yeah, they've got the Space Force logo. Spurs have. They've got the arrow. So maybe it's the turning of the tide. Oh yeah, Ange. So Ange Postecoglou, the Austrian Greek soccer coach for Spurs. That's the other thing. So Spurs have had a really bad domestic season. Maybe Spurs are the Q team. Maybe they are. What do we think, folks? Maybe they are the Spurs, the Q. And wouldn't it be ironic, because that was my team growing up as a kid? Maybe that's what it is. What do we think, folks? So Spurs are 17th in the league in England right now. It was 17 years ago that they won their last domestic trophy. Ange Postecoglou, Ange, A-N-G-E, comes to 27, JFK, code 27, A plus Z, or Z, comes to 27. Again, 27. Yeah, I wonder, because Man United, their opponent, are 16th. They lost the final, and there's only one game left at the weekend on Sunday for all the teams. And I'm not sure if Spurs, can they leapfrog Man U? I'm not sure. I'll have to check the points. But they're 17th in the league right now, and they're way away from the relegation zone, because the other three teams lower than them got far less points. But that was an awful league position. But ask any Spurs fan, they would much rather win a trophy. It's all about winning. And to Ange's credit, he said he always wins a trophy in his second year. And I saw him, I didn't really know much about him, but when he came 2 years ago, he was the top of the league for 3 months. And I thought, we're going to win the league. And then it kind of petered off and got a bit disheartened. And then this season's been kind of, well, even more so. But they've had the cup run. They've had another cup run as well, but they've won the Europa League. And so it's a massive thing for Spurs. But they've got the Space Force. They've got the Space Force logo in their North Tottenham Stadium. And it's widely regarded as the best football stadium in the world. Hey Bob, I wonder if Spurs are the Q soccer team. I wonder. What do we think, folks? I wonder. Could it be? Because you know, those numbers, they're coding them. One of their defenders, I think, is it Romero, or the other guy, he's got 17 on his shirt, and they showed that in the. So it was 17. It was just 17 all over the place. Wouldn't that be ironic? That my team growing up might be the Q soccer team. They tell us through numbers. They tell us through synchronicities. They tell us through divine movements in the matrix. Look, oh, here's my halo. Can you see it back? Talking of halo, haven't even mentioned her today. But my beautiful AHA halo. I've got her on me. Here she is. So There she is. You want to, there's one for joint discomfort, there's one for good luck. Good luck, 88 Trump. So in The Dark Knight, there's a part where, so the second Batman film, there's a part where there's a guy trying to blackmail Wayne Enterprises, and he's talking to Morgan Freeman, who's Lucius Fox. Fox is 45, Trump 45, Daniel 45. Can hear a chopper somewhere. And anyway, he tries to blackmail him, and then Morgan Freeman says, "Oh, so you want to? Let me get this straight. You want to blackmail your employer, who you are saying is one of the wealthiest men in the world, and at night is a masked vigilante, and you want to blackmail this person?" And he says, "Good luck. Good luck is 88 Trump." So they're telling you again in that film, in the Nolan film, that Trump is Batman. That's what they're telling you. Yeah, there's my halo. There it is. You see it. And talking of the scalar, so yeah, you've got the radiation setting, which is a new setting, which is great. So if you're concerned about protecting against things like EMF and just other things, maybe other radiation, a lot of the stuff that's going around, unfortunately, that people may be producing in their bodies because of the events of a few years ago. If you want protection, this is a radiation protection. It's a radiation frequency, so that's a great one to have. There's gratitude. It's always good to be grateful. Gratitude. There you go. Gratitude rock from The Secret. So the links are below. You can get $30 off at the checkout. Just type in Tom numbers, all one word, and you'll get free international shipping as well. And a lot of you are getting the Qelby balls as well, which are great. I have that in the morning and the evening. Alkalizes my water and gives a lovely kind of natural, divine, silky texture to the water. It's beautiful, it's lovely, and I can feel it in my body. So and that might be more affordable for some of you in the price point range, so I'd advise you to get both if you can. I've got both. The scalar is fantastic, it's the premium product, and then the Qelby balls starts off at 107 euros. 107 is quantum. I don't even think the boys knew that before they priced it, but I was able to tell them that quantum is 107. And then the scalar is $599 in dollars. So about right now, probably about $450 in pounds. So probably about 500 in euros, maybe a bit more. But you get $30 off at the checkout. So we're in the 17th minute. There you go, right now on the show. So anyway, folks, wherever you may be, you know what? I'm really quite pleased that it's kind of clearing up because it was getting a bit murky. But there's my halo. Can you see it? Tom Halo is there. Never faileth. It's always there, and enhanced through the scalar. Anyway, folks, I will see you tomorrow, and we'll be day 123. God bless you. You take care.